ade suku kanurin tongortui.
Emi imboze bra ina sarasti.
Ina alfahari da kasancewa Bahaushe.
Ni mi abuwa shangu ba me ware hubego.
Ami monyimu mamboko mi semide yiku ojiriwa zepo.
Me indi maleza kan dijirina. Ni puse adagan maleza.
Inyada alfahari ikasanchago dun fulbe.
Mappa yala na agba wana gashi bubasa.
Ne musungirindire. Murukuma da ne pare lo mengirinde.
Nasarawa people. Nasarawa people. Culture, origin, festivals, customs, and cuisine of the people.
According to Macmillan Encyclopedia of Death and Dying, death rituals in Africa are to ensure that the deceased is properly put to rest, so his spirit is at peace and he can take his place among the protective ancestors. Rituals, as much as celebration of the rule of the dead as it is mourning his passing. The right burial ensures that the ancestors does not remain to hold and exert power over the living, but instead rest in peace and protect the family.
The traditionalist is created by God. He do not worship Christianity or Islam. What he does, he wakes up in the morning and drink the local prepared alcohol known as brukutu. Among friends, share brotherhood and make life lively.
This is a drink for the traditionalist, a local prepared alcohol known as brukutu in Hausa and called by the Alago people as Easy. Used by the traditionalist to begin incantation or to invoke the gods with, and is prepared with millet. In Alago communities, after the demise of their loved ones, they all come together as a family and donate millet in order to begin the funeral rituals of the deceased. Onyasano, known as Owade, is a 65-year-old grandmother who passed away as a result of a motorcycle accident that took her a day before she passed away. This video documentary shall be focusing on this 65-year-old grandmother burial, whereby we get to know the rituals attached to funeral rites of the Alago people, specifically in Doma local government. In the early hours of the day, a grave being prepared awaits Onyesanu Owade, the 65-year-old grandmother. Friends and relatives, her children, her grandchildren, people in the community are mourning her demise.
A graveyard walker must be a traditionalist. It's not meant for Christians, neither Muslims. You don't dare involve yourself into it. You must be a traditionalist.
In the traditional religion, deaths are also celebrated.
According to the Alago traditional burial rite, there are some masquerades that will attend the burial rite.
If a traditionalist die, he is buried according to the traditional rite. And in doing so, we have lineup of masquerade that will go about the funeral rites of a traditionalist, such as Okwi, Iwagu, Inangbu, Asuku, Akpancha, Alwoshi, and Area.
Masquerades comes out to celebrate the dead.
Selo nya kwasa. Bo yiri ga hani. To jelo ge ku. Siga kazo kwe. Okwe wa dembe. Okwe ma chiku de mi chiku ma.
If an elderly person like us die, they have to inform a masquerade called Okwe. Okwe have to come and perform some rituals by talking to the dead body after invoking the spirit of the ancestors. Is this person sleeping or he's dead? The spirit of the ancestors will inform Okwe that the person is dead. Okwe will now perform some rituals, after which people can now be informed formally that somebody has passed away.
Her children and relatives are crying deeply. Some council of elders who form part of the traditionalists meet in a hut and go about the rituals. He is going to invoke the gods, appealed to the gods to accept her soul, to have peace, and join the ancestors. And in the traditional religion, there is no death which is free. For that, they go about incantation. If at all there is any person behind the death of their loved ones, that the gods should fight back. And so they do in each of their burial. And immediately, the Iwagu masquerade begin the funeral rites for their deceased.
The traditionalists have masquerades that celebrate their deaths. We have those masquerades from the clans of the father. That of the mother will also come out. That of grandfather, grandmother will come out if you see so many masquerades appear for a burial like this, it signifies the clans of the deceased. It's neither from the grandfather or the grandmother, but Okwe is general for everybody. And also, Iwagu is neither the clans of the mother, the father, or other relatives of the deceased.
Obo family gabada gana ye kaloma ya gabada ya mam.
Loved ones and relatives come around to celebrate the moment as part of their farewell to the deceased.
Iwagu. It is a Alago traditional, and once their people die, they will come out and then display for you. Then before coming out, you must give them burkutu. And then when they come out for displays here, you also, when they come from their own side, you take them inside and then you will still give them burkutu for them, so that those that are following, that are beating the drum, they were the people that are taking that burkutu.
Still again, the Council of Elders continue to engage in drinking of the local prepared alcohol known as brukutu in the spirit of the celebration.
They will now clothe the dead body, and the masquerade will go and perform traditional rites. Then after that, the corpse will be taken to the town, and they will go around the town. Then after that, they will come back to the house, and then where they dug the grave, they will bury her there.
Now is another stage of the ritual whereby the corpse is taken around the town and to the grave of the deceased. As the corpse is leaving the house, the corpse is carried by one person.
Once a person dies, his corpse is carried by his father's lineage, and if he's a traditional title holder, then is carried by Enarigu clans. And the in-laws will also be informed. Those who marry to daughters of the family will come to carry the corpse.
It was initially intended to be carried by one of the in-law, but as it is, he cannot be able to carry the corpse.
For instance, if my in-law died, the mother to my wife died, I will go and invite all the in-laws of the family. We will arrange it from the most senior among us. Then he will carry the corpse, and if he cannot, we shift the chance to the next person to him, and next onto the person who can be able to carry the corpse.
Now the corpse have gotten a better person who can handle it, still within the in-laws of the family. And before they take off, the Iwagu masquerade have to perform some display at the premises before leaving her residence to the town, where some rituals will be performed along their way as they continue going.
What if he's not capable? Then he deploy the service of another person to do that. But it must be from the in-laws of the family. And after taking the calves around the town and back, they will be given their own local prepared alcohol, which is called brukutu.
Now the movement have just begun as they are going around the town to make appeal to the ancestors in order to accept her soul among the peaceful ancestors that will have the final rest in their grave.
Funeral rite of traditionalists is purely traditional and is purely handled by traditionalists. And after taking the corpse around places where they will invoke the ghost, and they will not come back home and continue mourning the dead with other celebration.
The dead body is accompanied by friends and relatives. Mammoth crowd form a large procession as they go around the town to do a farewell to their loved one who just passed away, as she's taken around the town to seek for the god's interference to have a resting place in her grave. So quite unique that it has cut across religion, that once their loved one passed away, they come around to sympathize with the family and mourn the deceased. As you can see, the long procession cut across religion. There are Christians and also there are Muslims among them, despite the deceased is a traditionalist. Here is another stopping point where the Iwago masquerade has to perform some display, and also in doing that is to appeal the gods to accept her soul among the ancestors that will have peace in their graves.
Why all the stopping points with the corpse is it has been a tradition from our forefathers. Those designated places, the dead body will have to stop there and invoke the spirit of the ancestors to bless the dead body so that it can meet his or her ancestors in peace before continuing to the next stopping point.
The procession continues as the corpse is accompanied with a Iwago masquerade, followed by Okwe masquerade among well-wishers who accompany the corpse. One other unique features with the Alago people, within their clans, they have people who they play with, that is a playmate, even at the point of death, that you find some are crying, mourning the situation, while you see others are jubilating, playing, joking, singing all kind of songs. Not that they are happy because she's dead, but because the deceased one is their own playmate. This you find in the Alago people, and as a tradition is accepted. Yet another stopping point, the Iwago masquerade continue the display, after which they will continue the movement. this movement is going to lead to where it's called Ikpogage. This Ikpogage is a place whereby the ancestors, the forefathers of Doma have called for protection. The rituals was done in that very particular place to protect the people and the land. So for every of their traditionalists who die, the body must be carried to that place and seek or appeal the gods for internal rest before taken to the person's grave and buried. So the procession from her residence now is to take her to Ikpogage, where the masquerade will invoke the spirit of the gods to bless the corpse before they now come back home and bury her in her grave. Now on their way to Ikpogage, which is close to the Emir Palace in Doma, from this junction where the old market is based, is an order that the dead body cannot be carried along this road, but rather they have to move to the left and follow Angwanu Power the other way round to Ikpogage, because it is believed that from the ancestors, from their forefathers, this particular place, dead body cannot be carried along this road. So they have to maintain that culture, that tradition they inherited from their forefathers.
Why dead bodies cannot be carried along the main town is a tradition from our forefathers which we inherited in order to protect the land, protect the people from any calamity. So a lot of protection were buried along the main town, and it has become part of our tradition that the dead body cannot follow through those protections. So that is the reason why when we carry our dead body to Ikpogage, which is close to the palace, we stop, follow through the back side, which is Angwan Circling Power, and then move ahead to continue the journey to Ikpogage. And if it is a dead body that will be buried at our cemetery, we go to our cemetery there for the traditionalists there and bury. And if it's a dead body that will be buried at home, we bring it home and then bury. But dead body don't follow the main town.
So for this dead body of this 65 years old grandmother, the dead body is going to follow left, which is Angwanu Power, and then they are coming back to the road at far front where they are going to head to Ikpogage, close to the palace. So everybody now at this moment has to change direction to their left and continue the procession, as even the playmates of the deceased continue their songs and their jokes as they continue movement. This is a route leading to Angwanu Power.
Those who prepared the traditionalist grave are the people in charge, responsible for graveyard work, and they are the one to bury the dead body. It's not all people. And the mother's lineage will provide some wrapper to cover the dead body. Likewise, the father lineage and also the playmates also can provide their wrapper to cover the dead body. And once the dead body is covered, the playmates will come and uncover the dead body. That is playmates. And preparatory to the funeral rituals. The mother lineage will have to donate millet. The father's lineage will also have to donate millet to prepare the local alcohol, which known as brukutu. The sole purpose of the local prepared alcohol is to invoke the spirit of the ancestors, so that the ancestors will not grant the soul of the dead person eternal rest.
Now we are reaching Ikpogage. Now here is Ikpogage, just a few meters to the palace. This is where the masquerade Iwago and Okwe will perform some ritual, and before now doing a U-turn movement and take the corpse down to Kilema Aziz back to her residence for burial. Onyesanu, known as Owade, her dead body is now brought back home to her residence, whereby she's going to receive the final burial rite. And as you can see, the place is filled up with sympathizers as they celebrate her death. As you can see, the person who went with the corpse is not the person who returned the corpse back home. He was tired and they have to change another person, still within the in-laws of the family.
Then after 1 week, then the Iwago and the Okwe, they will still come back to give the final bed rite, which they will do the dancing till, say, from 4 up to 6 o'clock. Then that marks the end of the burial rite.
In Nangbo, it's a traditional masquerade. They will come and, displays like Iwagu too, and people will follow them. Like these small children, they will also pursue them. In those days, we have a big people that follow them to the stream to go and get their opa. That opa is their own. Opa is the one that they wear it. And now, those people that have followed them, they are now Christian, Muslim. They are not follow them anymore.
Nini?
la ga bakpa oklisa ti abakpa ni kyotuwa jai.
On the issue of Muslims and Christians, Christians and Muslims will have to be patient with the traditionalists because their mood of conduct, some cases bring disunity between the traditionalists and those practicing the true religions. Because mostly we are the parents of the both Christians and the Muslims. Sometimes they don't respect the traditionalists being their parents. If you're having a mother or a father who is a traditionalist, you must respect your father. You claim to be neither a Muslim or a Christian, but you don't respect your parents simply because they are traditionalists. And this is your root. This is where you were all born and brought up. In fact, for you to be successful religiously, being Christian or a Muslim, if your father is a traditionalist, when he called you to pick his alcohol for him, you quickly go and do that, bring to him. Hold this for me. When he asks you to do something, quickly do that. By so doing, you will end the blessing of your parents. But if you are a religious person, being a Christian and a Muslim, and you disrespect your parents simply because they are traditionalists, you will not be successful in life because they are your parents. You need to respect your parents. Do the needful to your parents to earn God's blessings.